Emily here. I'm so glad you could join me today. It has been a while since I posted on this channel. I apologize. Things have been super crazy with work and all. But I have some good news. I have decided to split my channel, so now I have my Peanut Assistance channel and my hearing aid channel. Just so that listeners can, when they come to my respective channels, know what to hear about and know what to expect. So again, I'll be posting about hearing posts on Tuesday on this channel and peanut allergy awareness post or anaphylaxis awareness post on my other channel. I'll link that below so you know where to find it if you're looking for my peanut allergy videos. But welcome to my hearing aids channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Emily. I was born with a congenital bilateral moderate to severe hearing loss. Thanks to great amazing parents, I am where I am today. I've graduated with a degree in communications. I graduated with an emphasis in advertising, and I love it. But I was aided with hearing aids right away when I was diagnosed with my loss at birth, and it has been such a blessing. And I've learned so much, and I want to help other parents whose children are diagnosed with hearing losses to help them realize that there is so much hope for your child. Though your child has this hearing loss, things will work out. So for today's video, I want to share a book that my mom shared with me. So I got this book because my mom said, you know, Emily, if you're going to be doing these videos, you really should share this book. So what is this book? It is 30 Million Words by Dr. Dana Suskind. And oh my goodness, it took me a couple weeks to check it out from my local library, but I did, and it is incredible. And here's why. So Dr. Suskind, she is a pediatric cochlear implant surgeon. She initially was implanting children, and she realized that some of her children did really well with the implant and some of her children did not. Naturally, as a doctor, she wondered if there are the same variables of the same implant and the child's age is similar and I'm the same surgeon, why are there different results? Why can some children latch on to speech and be successful and some children just cannot and do not? And she has shared her journey in 30 million words, and it's incredible. As a synopsis, she learned that parents conversing with their children was the key. She shares in this book different statistics and numbers and studies about why language is so important to the human brain, especially in the early years. She has this fact on page 5 where the human brain by the age of 3 has created 100 billion neural connections, and 85% of its physical growth has taken place in the first 3 years of a child's life. So it is absolutely critical that a child's brain is exposed to language so that those neural connections can be made and ultimately so that they can communicate to be successful. So as Dr. Suskind moves forward, she shares a lot of studies of her comrades and fellow doctors and psychologists and sociologists, and it's incredible how she brings this all together. One reason I love this book is because she is so good at writing. She predicts what the reader is thinking. She rebuttals all of my, but what about this? But what about this? Oh, what about this? You know, if I want my child to learn language, instead of talking to them, I'll just turn TV on. She explains why TV wouldn't work. She explains how you can keep track of your child's words and how many words you're talking with your child. So children have an incredible neuroplasticity. What this means is their brain is able to mold and change and adapt when they're young. And it's definitely a lot easier when they're young because she refers to children as supercomputers. We have these brains that are just brilliant, but they need to be nurtured in the proper way. To show this, she shows that a brain needs to be nurtured in the proper way through parents interacting with and talking to their children. There was a study done by Betty Hart and Todd Risley. They did a study where they had people of various socioeconomic classes, and they measured how many times or how many words the parents said to their children in an hour based on their socioeconomic classes. So people wonder, you know, is success based on the wealth of the family they're born into? Well, this study has some interesting conclusions. According to the numbers, children from professional families heard 11 million words per year. Now, this was from hours and hours and hours of sampling from various families of socioeconomic classes, and the words were the numbers were eventually extrapolated, but the differences of a wealthy child heard on average 11 million words per year. On average, a child from welfare families on average heard 3 million words per year. That is a word discrepancy of 8 million words per year. Those children had such a big discrepancy and divergence in their ability to hear language and learn it and move on. Like, that's such a big discrepancy. So Dr. Suskind talks about how a child needs to hear 30 million words in their first 3 years of life to be successful. Now, these aren't all different words. These are just words and communication and intonations and just language. That brain needs those resources to be able to process and develop. So here comes the issue of high class versus lower class, wealthy families versus welfare families. Are those children in trouble because they were born into welfare families? No, Dr. Suskind goes on to assess this, and she says that it all came down to how well the brain was nourished, regardless of their socioeconomic classes. So how is the brain nourished? Well, Dr. Suskind shares it in her book. She talks about what it means to nourish a child's brain, to talk with them. She created a couple of different, I guess you could say, organizations and methods. One of her methods is the 3 T's method: to tune in, talk more, and take turns. So to tune in means to turn off electronic distractions, get down on your child's level, see what they're doing, interact with them. To talk more means to describe what they're playing with, to interact with them, to encourage them to think and develop their personal self-control. And then the last one is to take turns, is to talk with your child and say, how are you feeling today? And they babble back and you say, wow, that's so good you're feeling good. Could you be feeling good because the sun is shining? So there's her 3 T's: to tune in, talk more, and take turns. It's incredible to see how those steps nourish the brain. Now, again, I can't give a whole review in this little video, but I have to say, if you want to help your child, regardless of your socioeconomic class, regardless of the genetics, regardless of anything, whether or not your child is hearing or deaf or hard of hearing, talking to your child and engaging with them in meaningful conversation will be the most beneficial thing that you can do for your child and to develop their brain and to help them be successful. Absolutely amazing. This book is life-changing. In the end, I want to quote Dr. Suskind has on page 247. She talks about the most important words and how, just as I said earlier, that the most important thing that a parent can do for their child is to converse with them through meaningful conversation all throughout the day. She says that talking to children will change generations. It's more effective than any piece of legislation. So there you have it. As a parent, you have the opportunity to change the world, your child's world. And so I highly, highly, highly encourage you to check out this book, read this book. You will be amazed at the power of your influence on your child and the ability that you have to put them on a positive path in life. My mom has done that for me. My parents have done that for me. And I just remember times of just intense language therapy, essentially. All the time my mom would be talking to me and cueing and encouraging me to, what is this? Yes, this is the ball. The ball is orange. And what other things are orange? Can we point to orange things? Just giving me the opportunity to not only take in her words, but process her words and respond. And that is in line with Dr. Suskind's 3 T's. And so I highly recommend to read this book. As a parent, put these things into practice. If you have a young child, definitely do it. If you don't have any young children or your children are grown up, read this book anyway so that you can share it with people around you. My mom's friend gives this book to any person that finds out they're expecting at their baby shower as a gift to them because he understands the power of nurturing a child's brain with words. So there you have it. 30 Million Words by Dr. Dana Suskind. I highly recommend it. Go check it out. Go read it. It will just change your life, and it will change your child's life. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask down below. I hope to do some more highlights on this book. I definitely encourage you to read it. There you go. Have a good day.